welcome. Today we're continuing the Gintama journey with episode 67 and 68. As always, if you enjoy the content I'm making and you want to support me and this channel, you can head over to my Patreon, links in the description down below, for early access and some other cool stuff. Also, you can join the Discord server if you want to talk or hang out. And subscribe if you want to see more. So let's get into episode 68. So I just noticed that Gin was actually entangled in those bandages that Sachan threw. So it was not a accurate attack, but a very random one. He pretty much just threw it at everyone in the room and hoped for the best. Well, not entirely, because she showed her skill, which is still very impressive. But yeah, Kin was also entangled. It was just funny seeing him hanging there, just with that facial expression. Yeah. About the first part of this episode, her name was Noriko, I believe. The girl from the Wind Clan. Also, again, a very interesting character. She's so nonchalant about everything, chaotic, carefree. That's a good description, I think. But when it comes to survival, but is it true that they always have to be on the move, experiencing wind? I think it is. Why wouldn't it be? But something tells me, just something's off about that. And about that whole what the whole Wind Clan, the explanation that was given doesn't really satisfy my mind. I still don't truly understand what is going on with that clan and what they actually are in truth. She said they were nymphs inhabiting human bodies. So when she doesn't feel the wind on her skin, do they simply fall out of their bodies and just become ethereal again? Yeah, this whole thing about the Wind Clan isn't really 100% clear. So I hope we get to meet more of them and her again, because she is really damn funny, especially in combination with Gin. That was some funny shit. That was again a very funny episode. When they were on the scooter, that was pretty much the whole first half of the episode, them being on a scooter. But it was just too funny. What I really loved was that short moment they had when they were up in the air, flying. Man, seeing her so happy, I think I said almost orgasmic. I think that is a close description of the experience that she felt in that moment. But I don't know, there was just something so wholesome about that moment. And yeah, that it was kind of beautiful. Then the mechanic interfered again and said, yeah, it's gonna explode. That stopped the moment right there. The music also stopped at that moment. Pretty good, yeah. Now, Sachan, I did like her as a character so far. this episode elevated her for me. First of all, her showing of skill, which is, as I said, impressive, but we have seen that before. In this episode, it became very, she kind of exposed her inner struggle, her inner conflict, which was hinted at before. There were bits and pieces of that conflict shown, but this episode really brought it out into light. The struggle of actually being in love with Gin and reconciling that with her line of work, with her job. Because I think she said herself that in this line of work, you don't really want a romantic relationship, or, well, any relationship at all, because it's just such a dangerous job. And I think it changes your character, your personality, when you kill people and you're being in constant survival mode. This is also true for similar jobs, like, not as much anymore, but sometimes in the military, especially in poorer countries. Don't really want to say anything about that because I'm not that knowledgeable about military. But yeah, that is also a dangerous job, depending on what department you're in, all that kind of stuff. But nonetheless, it's dangerous, and it can be very damaging for a healthy relationship. Being away from home, and always your partner has to always worry about your well-being and your life. So the relationship can't really flourish in that kind of environment. So it was great seeing her really spell out the inner conflict that she's struggling with. And that made her so much more important to me as a character in the story. So far, she was just the blind ninja that is in love with Gin and is chaotic and sometimes a bit stupid. But now we get to see more of her character, and that I do enjoy. So keep it coming. Yeah, let's get into episode 68. Yeah, 68. Now, this was one of the weaker episodes of Gintama, for sure. What I really did not like about this episode was the fact that they pushed Ochi-san's backstory so late into the episode. It really didn't feel organic or natural. It felt rushed and just squeezed in at the end. So I did not really feel it, and I did not really feel for him, just because of the fact that it was so condensed into the ending. And it didn't feel... It felt cheap. I don't know how else to put it. It kind of felt cheap. So yeah, I did not enjoy that. Now, one thing I did truly enjoy about this episode, the highlight of this episode, was the appearance of Hedoro. As you know, he's one of my favorite characters, and this episode highlighted why that is the case. Hedoro's external appearance and his behavior would make you believe that he's an evil person or evil character. But his true self, his personality, is quite the opposite. Well, first of all, he went to the haunted house, even though he is a scaredy cat and he does not like scary things. But I think we all know that feeling of not liking something, rejecting something, but at the same time being pulled towards it. In this case, I think it's the adrenaline rush that he experiences while he is scared. Maybe it's just with haunted houses, I don't know. But I think that's why he went there. He was pretty scared out of his mind. Like, terrified. You could see him cowering at the end. And now this moment sums up perfectly his character perfectly, and why I like him so much. He was able to overcome his fear. In that moment when he noticed the bug almost being stepped on by, was it Ochi-san? Yes, it's one of them. Almost stepped on it. Yeah, it was Ochi-san. And he clapped the shit out of him. He just clapped his ass. And that was just a complete 180 on his character in that moment. So he was completely able to overcome his very deep fear because he cares so much about other life forms and beings. I think especially animals and plants. We have seen him tend to his garden, his plants in his house, and there's plenty of them. You could categorize him as a gardener, I think. Yeah. And he has that very intimate connection with animals and plants. And just the fact that he cares so much about those made him just completely forget his fear, put it behind him, and save that little bug. That just speaks volumes about who he is as a character. That is exactly why I love him so much. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this reaction and this review. If you did, leave a like down below. Comment what you think, because I'm always interested in your opinion. And subscribe if you want to see more. So, enjoy your day, take care, and bye.